Hey guys, before I start this video, before this thing starts, I am not going to be talking. This will be my helper doing the prompts for me, and I will be eating my midnight snack. So I have some rice and some bacon and some chips. So just warn you that I will not be I will not be talking in that part. I will be eating in satisfying sounds, so be ready for it. Alright, ready? This will begin for me.
Introduction to minerals.
Thank you.
Introduction to minerals. 1. What is a mineral? A solid and organic substance of natural occurrence and homogeneous. 2. What are four processes that may form minerals? Crystallization experience, equal, aqua, and social. 3. Name the major groups of
Try to give me a
minerals and
slip.
give at least one example of minerals in each group. Possible rock of metal. 4. What is a crystal? A piece of a homogeneous solid substance having a natural geometrically regular form with symmetrically arranged plane faces. 5. What is a gemstone? A precious or semi-precious stone, especially one cut, polished, and used in a piece of jewelry. 6. What is Mohs hardness scale? List minerals that are associated with the scale. Diamond. 7. How is the scratch test performed? What does it tell a researcher? It reforms the different position on minerals. 8. What does applying a weak acid to a mineral tell a researcher? It literally makes an effort of how the weak acid appears invaded. 9. What is symmetry? How does it affect crystal growth? In addition, relative to the phase boundary, increasing five-fold symmetry suppresses the kinetics of homogeneous nucleation of FCC crystals. 10. What are the 6 types of crystal symmetry systems? 7 opposite systems: triclinic, monoclinic, orthorhombic, tetragonal, trigonal, hexagonal, and cubic. A general family is determined by lattices and point groups. 1. What is a simple basic definition of minerals? A naturally occurring inorganic element or compound having an orderly internal structure and characteristic chemical composition. 2. Where do we find minerals? Releasing the power. 3. Where is the mineral gypsum commonly found? Gypsum rock is found throughout the world and deposits in North America. 4. Where is the mineral graphite commonly found? It also occurs in igneous rocks and in meteorites. 5. What is the first sign read of a mineral? Universe. 6. What is the second sign read of a mineral? Primary. 7. What is the third cyanide of a mineral? Calcium. 8. Is the third cyanide always true? Possibly not. 9. What is the fourth cyanide of a mineral? Macrominerals. 10. What is the fifth cyanide of a mineral? Peninsular perfect clear. 11. Why is the diorite rock not a mineral? Is an intrusive igneous rock composed principally of the silicate minerals Fes2. 12. Why is ice a mineral? Ice is a naturally occurring compound with a defined chemical formula and crystal structure. 13. What is a specific atomic structure? Theoretically consisting of a positively charged nucleus surrounded and neutralized by negatively charged electrons. 14. What does the internal arrangement of atoms in minerals cause? Light interacts with different atoms to create different colors. 15. What do graphite and diamond have in common? Carbon. Both graphite and diamonds are made out of pure carbon. 16. How are graphite and diamond different? Diamond is usually transparent, but graphite is opaque. Its chemical formula. 2. List the major categories of non-silicate minerals and give an example of each. Common. 3. Give a detailed explanation of how to perform the starch test to check a mineral's hardness. To check the auto. 4. Why is color not the best method for identifying a mineral? Because the mineral is not the right one. 5. What kind of minerals may be identified by testing it with a weak acid? What gas is released in this process? 6. What is mineral luster? 7. List all the types of mineral luster and give examples for each type. 8. What is mineral cleavage? What are the categories for defining mineral cleavage? Many color what it changes around the creature. 9. What is density? 10. Calculate the following density examples. A. Mass equals 7.54 grams. Volume equals 2.6 milliliters equals 2.9 milliliters. B. Mass equals 8.91 grams. Volume equals 3.1 milliliters equals 2.8 milliliters. C. Mass equals 5.44 grams. Volume equals 2.7 milliliters equals. Video questions. How to identify a mineral. 1. What are the 5 qualities listed at the start of the video for identifying minerals? Hardness, luster, specific gravity, color, and streaks. 2. What is color? The characteristic company of changing colors. 3. Why is color not a reliable characteristic to use for mineral identification? Because it is from the chemical impurities in unity about the color changes. 4. What is streak? A long, thin line or mark of a different substance or color from its surroundings. 5. How do you test for streak? A test streak is done by scraping a specimen known for the mineral cross. 6. What is luster? A gentle sheen or soft glow, especially that of a partly reflective surface. 7. What are the 2 main types of luster? Refers to the appearance of a fresh surface of a mineral in reflected light. 8. What are all of the subtypes of luster listed in the video? Reflected light and mineral metallic. 9. What is breakage? The action of breaking something, or the fact of being broken. 10. What is mineral cleavage? Cleavage refers to the way some minerals break along with a position. 11. What is mineral fracture? In the field of mineralogy, shape of a rock's surface formed when a mineral is fractured. 12. What is hardness? The quality or condition of being hard. 13. What scale is used to determine hardness? Mohs. 14. If a mineral can scratch a piece of glass, it has a hardness greater than what? Can be scratched by a nail by 3-5 hard or more fingernail comfort. 15. What mineral reacts when exposed to acid? Carbonate minerals. 16. What mineral glows under UV light? Minerals with fluorescence stop glowing when the light source is turned off. 17. What mineral tastes like salt? Sodium chloride. 18. What causes all of a mineral's physical properties? Color is readily observable and certainly obvious, but it is usually less reliable than other physical properties. 1. What is a system? A set of things working together as parts of a mechanism or an interconnecting network. 2. What is the difference between an open system and a closed system? 3. What are the major energy sources for the Earth system? 4. What are the 4 major subsystems of Earth? Give an example of how one sphere affects another. 5. What are geochemical cycles? How do they operate? The atoms, in the form of various molecules, migrate continually between the different reservoirs of the Earth system. 6. What is a geochemical reservoir? 7. What is the carbon cycle? List 3 of its major reservoirs. 8. What is a resource? A stock or supply of money, materials, staff, and other assets that can be drawn on by a person or organization in order to function effectively. 9. What is the difference between a sustainable and non-renewable resource? Cultivated plants, biomass, air, water and soil. The difference between any sort of the resource common. 10. What is the anthropogenic effect? 11. How does human activity affect biogeochemical cycles? Give 2 examples. Human activities. H. Avenue greatly increased carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere and nitrogen levels in the biosphere. 12. How does human activity affect and use of sustainable and non-renewable resources? Most human activities are non-renewable resources and faster. Define each of the following terms. Please list your source for each term. Then on the back of this sheet, draw a diagram that shows connections between each of the four basic subsystems of the Earth. Terms. System: a set of things working together as parts of a mechanism or an interconnecting network. A set of principles or procedures according to which something is done, an organized scheme or method. Geosphere: any of the almost spherical concentric regions of matter that make up the Earth and its atmosphere, as the lithosphere and hydrosphere. It includes everything natural and lifeless that make up the surface of the Earth. Atmosphere: the envelope of gases surrounding the Earth or another planet. Surrounding our planet. Nitrogen and oxygen account for 99% of the gases in dry air, with argon, carbon dioxide, helium, neon, and other gases making up minute portions. 1. What does the term biogeochemical mean? Relating to or denoting the cycle in which chemical elements and simple substances are transferred between living systems and the environment. 2. From a biogeochemical view, what does the term reservoir mean? The chemicals are sometimes held for long periods of time in matter for such things as carbon dioxide and coal deposits. 3. What is residence time? The average length of time during which a substance, a portion of material, or an object is in a given location or condition, such as adsorption or suspension. 4. What are the four major reservoirs on Earth? Lithosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, and the atmosphere. 5. Why must elements be recycled through the different spheres? Because redoing this cycle again and repeating the outgoing course ecosystems in the bizarre the way if it is closed for a sequence of energy. 6. What are the major differences between gaseous cycles and sedimentary cycles? Gaseous cycles include those of nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur. Sedimentary cycles are moving with the elements above the land for the water cycle. 7. List the major biogeochemical cycles. Various living and non-living forms and locations in the biosphere: nutrient cycle, oxygen cycle, phosphorus cycle, sulfur cycle, rock cycle, water cycle. 8. How are the cycles related to one another? The biogeochemical cycles connect to areas that provide the surrounding environment. 9. What are some of the important processes of the cycles? 3 of these cycles are processes in units of the point or time. 10. Where is the greatest amount of carbon stored? How much is currently believed to be stored in that reservoir? Lithosphere and mantle contains about 100 million GTC. 1. What are 3 major things made of carbon? Copyright. Carbon forms compounds such as methane, propane, and butane. 2. What carbon-based gas affects the climate? Carbon dioxide. 3. How does life affect carbon? Human activities have a tremendous impact on things. 4. What does the carbon cycle describe? The which carbon atoms continually travel anywhere. 5. What climate effect is human activity with the carbon cycle affecting? It can affect the carbon cycle by capturing carbon dioxide. 6. How much, what percent, of the carbon pool is found in the atmosphere? 1000. 7. How does vegetation take carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere? 8. What happens to most of the carbon that plants take in? 9. How much more carbon is in the soil compared to the atmosphere? 10. What does carbon dioxide do to the atmosphere? 11. What does the temperature do to the rate of carbon decomposition? What are 3 forms of nitrogen? 1. Which form is absorbed by plants? 2. Which form is associated with decaying material and waste? 3. What do denitrifying bacteria do? 4. What do nitrifying bacteria do? 5. What do nitrofixin do? 6. How does nitrogen get into the soil from animals? 7. Give one example of what nitrogen-fixing bacteria do. 8. What does a legume mean? His explanation. 9. What does lighting combine? 10. How much of the atmosphere is made of oxygen? 21%. 11. What sphere causes oxygen to cycle? 12. What are 4 examples of the way oxygen is found? 13. What process releases oxygen? 14. What are the 5 listed processes that use oxygen? 15. Describe in simple terms the difference between aerobes and anaerobes. 16. Oxygen is important for the synthesis of what 3 types of compounds? 17. What is the chemical formula for ozone? 18. What is one way that the phosphorus is different from the other cycles? 19. Why is phosphorus important for cells? List 3 things. 20. Where is phosphorus found? 21. What do plants and other producers absorb phosphorus from? 22. What change takes place to phosphorus inside the animals? 23. Where do decomposers get their phosphorus?
Pardon me.
24. What happens during the process of mineralization? 25. How does some phosphorus get stored in rocks? 26. What is sulfur? Give a brief explanation, not the whole video answer. 27. What color is pure sulfur? 28. What process releases sulfur into the atmosphere? 29. How does sulfur fall back to the soil? 30. How do plants get sulfur? 31. How do animals obtain sulfur from plants? 32.
I was
How
gonna
is
do the rest
sulfur
of them.
dioxide produced? 33. What is the water-soluble form of sulfur? 34. What is sulfur important for? 1. What is the geosphere? 2. What is the difference between the compositional and structural layers of the geosphere? 3. Draw a diagram showing the compositional layers and structural layers of the geosphere. 4. Where does convection take place in the geosphere? 5. What are some differences between oceanic lithosphere and continental lithosphere? 6. Define the term rock. 7. What are mineraloids? How is it different from a mineral? 8. Either by writing a short list, making a comparative chart, or writing a short paragraph, explain the differences and similarities between the 3 rock types. Give an example of each as well. 1. What are the compositional layers of the geosphere? Crust and mantle and lithosphere and asthenosphere. 2. What are the mechanical layers? 3. What are the 2 types of crust? 4. How thick is the continental crust in km? 1,000 miles thick. 5. How thick is the oceanic crust in km? 35-40 thick. 6. Where is the mantle located? 7. What is the core mostly made of? The core is made almost entirely of metal, specifically iron and nickel. 8. What is the hottest part of our planet? 9. What is the lithosphere? The rigid outer part of the Earth, consisting of the crust and upper mantle. 10. Where is the asthenosphere located? 11. What is the difference between the outer core and inner core? The inner core and outer core is made up of similar stuff chemically, for the outer core is liquid and inner core is solid. 1. Erta Ale means what to the local people? 2. How long has the lava lake been active? Lava lake has been for at least of last 90 years. 3. What is happening to the lava in the lake as it cools? The surface chills quickly and insulates the still molten lava beneath the surface. 4. How hot is the center of Earth? 6,000 degrees. 5. What is 12 miles below the surface of Iceland? 6. An offshore volcano created what new island? 7. What is the crack in Iceland a part of? 8. Why do plates separate from each other? Explain in detail. 9. What was the name of the supercontinent that existed 225 million years ago? 10. What is created by the collision of plates? The continental crust buckles and rocks pile up. 11. What is country rock? Native to an area, in contrast to any intrusion of viscous geologic material. 12. What is a pluton? 13. Why does the magma rise? 14. What is a diaper? 15. What is a xenolith? 16. What is a dike intrusion? 17. What is the chill zone? Inintrusive igneous rocks that are fine-grained because of rapid cooling. 18. What is a sill intrusion? In geology, tabular sheet instructions of intruded older layers. 19. What is a batholith? A very large igneous intrusion extending deep in the Earth's crust. 20. What is a laccolith? A mass of igneous rock, typically lens-shaped. 21. What is a volcanic neck? 22. What is shiprock? 23. What is surrounding it or radiating out? 24. What is Devil's Tower? 25. What is a stock? Corporation is all of the shares into which ownership of the corporation is divided. 26. What kind of rock is exposed in Yosemite National Park? Granitic. 27. Which formed first, the darker or lighter rock? Rock granite. 28. How could you tell the difference between a lava flow and a sill in the Grand Canyon? Older layers of sedimentary rock, beds of volcanic lava or tuff? What two continents look like they clearly fit together? What field of science did Alfred Wegener study? What did Wegener think the continents were doing? What did he call the ancient supercontinent? What does Pangea mean? A supercontinent made up of all the world's present land masses. What was Wegener's first piece of evidence? Presented his ideas in 1912 and they were elaborated with successive editions of his book. Where are the two places in the world where the Mesosaurus fossils are found? Southern Africa and Eastern South America. What happens to the fossils if you reassemble the continents? What was the second piece of evidence? What mountain ranges line up perfectly? Forms as the crust is compressed, crumbled. What do we mean by line up perfectly? Her testimony lines up with the defendant's alibi. What was the third piece of evidence? Theory. What are glaciers? What are glacial striations? What rock did Wegener find? What is the fourth piece of evidence? What was the name of Wegener's book? What was Wegener never able to explain? 1. When I go to its Learning for Mr. Britton's class, what tab do I use to find work? 2. Do I put all the assignments in the same Google Doc or do I start a new one? Maybe a new one. 3. Do I need to put my name on each new assignment? Yes. 4. Do I copy and paste the title and questions or just write answers? Copy and paste the questions. 5. When I am done with an assignment, should I send Mr. Britton a link to that assignment? Yes. 6. How often should I contact Mr. Britton when he is active? 7. What are the best ways to contact Mr. Britton? It's learning. 8. Does this assignment count for a grade? Yes.
He just made his own, um, assignment.